Suddenly Saul spake to Jonathan, his son, and all his servants, that they should slay David. Certainly Jonathan, the son of Saul, loved David greatly. And Jonathan showed to David, and said, Saul my father seeketh to slay thee. Wherefore I beseech, keep thyself tomorrow early, and thou shalt dwell privily, and thou shalt be hid, and I shall go out and stand beside my father in the field, wherever he shall be, and I shall speak to thee of my father, and whatever thing I shall see, or whatever thing I shall understand of him, I shall tell thee. Then Jonathan spake good things of David to Saul, his father, and said to him, King, do thou not sin against thy servant David, for he hath not sinned to thee, and his works be full good to thee. And he put his life in his hand, and he killed the Philistine. And the Lord made great help to all Israel. Thou sawest, and were glad. Why therefore sinnest thou in guiltless blood, and wilt slay David, that is without guilt? And when Saul had heard this, he was pleased with the speaking of Jonathan, and he swore, The Lord liveth, for David shall not be slain. And so Jonathan called David, and showed to him all these words. And Jonathan brought in David to Saul, and he was before him as yesterday, and the third day ago. Forsooth battle was moved again. David went out and fought against the Philistines, and he smote them with a great wound of great fierceness, and they fled from his face. And the evil spirit of the Lord was made upon Saul, and he sat in his house and held a spear. Certainly David harped with his hand, and Saul enforced or endeavored to preen, that is, pierce with the spear right through David into the wall. And David bowed from the face of the Lord Saul, and the spear, without hurt of David, was fixed into the wall. And David fled, and so he was saved in that night. Therefore Saul sent his knights in the night into the house of David, and they should keep him, and that he should be slain in the morrowtide. And when Michal, the wife of David, had told this to David, and said, If thou savest not thee in this night, thou shalt die tomorrow. And she let him down by a window. David went and fled thence, and he was saved. And Michal took an image, and laid it on the bed of David, and she put a rough goat skin at the head thereof, and covered it with clothes. Forsooth Saul sent sergeants that should ravish David, and it was answered that he was sick. And again Saul sent messengers that they should see David, and he said, Bring ye him to me in the bed, that he be slain. When the messengers had come, a simulacrum was found on the bed, and skins of goat at the head thereof. And Saul said to Michal, Why scornest thou me so, and deliverest mine enemy, that he fled? And Michal answered to Saul, For he spake to me, and said, Deliver thou me, else I shall slay thee. Forsooth David fled and was saved. And he came to Samuel into Ramah, and told to him all things which Saul had done to him. And he and Samuel went and dwelled in Naioth. And it was told to Saul of men, saying to him, Lo, David is in Naioth of Ramah. Therefore Saul sent menslayers, that they should ravish from thence David. When they had seen the company of prophets prophesying, and Samuel standing over them, the Spirit of the Lord was made in them, and they also began to prophesy. And when this was told to Saul, he sent other messengers swiftly, and they prophesied. And again Saul sent the third messengers, and they prophesied. And Saul was wroth with irefulness, and he also went into Ramah, and he came unto the great cistern which is in Secu. And he asked and said, In what place be Samuel and David? And it was said to him, Lo, they be in Naioth of Ramah. And he went thither into Naioth in Ramah, and the Spirit of the Lord was made also on him. And he went and entered and prophesied, till the while he came into Naioth in Ramah. And Saul also unclothed him of his clothes, and he prophesied with other men before Samuel. And he prophesied naked all that day and night. Wherefore a common saying went out, Whether and Saul be among the prophets?